Imagine for a moment. Imagine that you were a CEO of an 8-track tape company in 1965. You've got the revenues increasing, your profits increasing. What would you be investing in? Would you be investing in maybe some new salespeople, maybe some new marketing? Maybe you'd be investing in making the 8-track better. How many of you would be thinking about obsoleting your number one product? This may not surprise you, but growing up, I was a little bit of a nerd. I went in the garage and I created things. I made things. Well, my dad used to say all I did was take things apart. Every decade for the past 50 years, the dominant technology has been obsolete, gone. Every company needs 2 COOs, a chief operating officer and a chief obsolescence officer. Somebody who's focused on obsoleting your products. Remember before I asked you if you were the CEO, would you invest in obsoleting your number one product? You probably said, no way. Well, that's exactly what many of these companies thought. But you should have somebody back in your company right now who's thinking about how do we obsolete our best product? Because that's exactly what your competition is thinking about. Think back now. Is there somebody back in your company thinking about how to obsolete your own product? People talk about out-of-the-box thinking. And I think not only is it a tired cliche, it's wrong. What's in the box? The box is your expertise, it's your skills, it's your know-how, it's your strategy. Put simply, the box is your toolkit. You don't want to get rid of your toolkit. What you want to do is start thinking about your problems in different ways. Does this sound familiar to you? To be the best, you have to do what the best are doing. The best practices lead to success, but maybe not to innovation. I better know what you're thinking. Did I miss the snack table on the way in? I brought with me an innovation that I want to share with you. But before I show it to you, I want to tell you a little bit about it. I mean, think about it. We're talking about dry orange powder. I get dry mouth just talking about it. Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner. Not what you expected, is it? For the past 80 years, Kraft macaroni and cheese has been the number one dinner in Canada. Now, I didn't say the number one kids dinner or the number one ready-make dinner. It's the number one dinner of all choices. Where do products come from? Where do the ideas come from that create something that for 80 years is number one in its category and becomes so popular that we forget that it's everywhere? Think about innovation. We think about, I don't know, some super brilliant person out in Silicon Valley that creates a brand new technology, maybe a new electronic gadget or maybe a new app for our phone. We don't think about macaroni and cheese. But innovation isn't limited to just technology. Innovation is around us everywhere. I found out that 75% of the total revenue from the Fortune 500 comes from only 140 companies, less than a third. I had no idea that such a small number of people or companies dominate. But when I went back and looked at the Fortune 500, I noticed something that suggested that that's not correct. I noticed that every year the Fortune 500 changes. If you look over the span of a decade, 40% of the companies in the Fortune 500 change. It's something called a power law. And the power law explains both how such a small number of people can dominate and also why it's not the same number of people every year. The key to becoming and staying one of those highly successful, the key to the power law is to continually generate new value while at the same time fighting off obsolescence. Think about how you can change the question and that you can become one of the greatest people in American history.